everyone! Hi! Welcome to the 12th episode of Weekend Gaming. I'm your host, Erika Byakko. This is the talk show where we have on different guests every week and we talk about games. My guest today is the wonderful and fun Reiny! Yeah! Welcome. Wait, are you muted?
Am I muted?
No,
Hello?
I can hear you now, Okay, good.
Oh my god, how embarrassing.
No, it's fine. It's a VTuber stuff, you know? It wouldn't be a stream without it.
This is true. Sorry. Do I introduce myself?
Yeah, you want to say hi, or I can introduce you even more.
You introduce me, you do it. I don't like talking about myself.
Okay. This is Reiny. Reiny is very cool, very awesome. She does a lot of fun streams, a lot of fun games, a lot of fun collabs, and she also is very good at like 3D VTubing, which I think is awesome.
You noticed?
Yeah. Nice. And she also streams on both YouTube and Twitch, which not a lot of VTubers do. Yeah.
There's a reason for that. It's because it's hard work.
Yeah. It does seem like hard work, like balancing both platforms.
Oh yes, it sure is.
Yeah. But today we are going to be talking about games and gaming and stuff. So I say let's just dive right into it, where we usually, start, which is at the very beginning. So, Reiny, what was the first video game you played or that you remember playing?
See, when I was a baby android, when I was a little just a microchip, both my parents were like gamers, so they loved like PC games. So I would always like sit on my mom's lap as a baby android, and we would play like Monkey Island. We'd play like King's Quest. We used to play Oddworld as well. I remember playing Oddworld. I remember playing Fable. Ooh. We used to play all these. There was also this one game called Lemmings that my mum really loved. And like, it's such a weird game.
Wait, aren't Lemmings like those rodents that?
Yeah. But in the game, you had to like, they basically just walk, and you have to try and guide them to the goal. But like, they will just throw themselves off a cliff unless you do something.
Yeah. Well, that's really cute though. Having gamer parents, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was really lucky to have gamer parents, and then that I've just been gaming my whole life basically.
Nice. I love that. Was there any like, since you like played so many games earlier, was there like a standout game for you among the first ones you played?
My favorite game from my childhood was a point-and-click adventure game called Torrance Passage, and it was by Sierra.
Ooh.
It's so wild and crazy, and I actually found out that you can play it on GOG now. So I got it on GOG, and I did a stream where I replayed Torrance Passage, and it was like I remembered everything. It was like going back in time.
Oh, that's
it was
so cool.
Nice. But like thinking back on it, a lot of the answers to the puzzles made absolutely no sense. I don't know how we managed to complete it the first time. I don't know like how far back you want to go with this, but this was back before like the internet was a thing, and if you wanted to find a walkthrough for the game, you better hope that when you bought a secondhand game, that the previous owner left like a little piece of paper with cheats written down in it,
or like
something.
the book. Some game came with like booklets and stuff like that. They would have like solutions. I remember that for like the earliest Game Boy games that I played, like Pokemon Yellow would have like solutions for the mazes, which I did use a couple of times.
Exactly. Yeah. I had so many,
Yeah.
and like if you went online and you looked up a walkthrough, it would just be like plain text, like the ASCII, and you'd have to like read through the whole thing to find the part that you were stuck on. There's no pictures or anything.
Yeah, no like a control F easy search to like search for words and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Man, those are the days.
Yeah, but that's amazing that you like went back and played one of your childhood favorites. I want to do that myself. I should definitely do that.
Yeah, have a look on DOG. Like they have lots of like old. I guess they would be considered retro now.
Oh, retro.
Pain.
Yeah, the pain. We're not that old though. We're very young.
Considered retro now, dear.
No, that's so cool though. Though I don't know, like for one of the series that I do want to replay from my young days was like Ratchet and Clank original on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I don't know if PlayStation, like some of the earlier PlayStation games, I think are harder to like get a hold of.
Yeah. I remember having I didn't get like a PlayStation until like PlayStation 2.
Yeah, me too.
I used to get the PlayStation magazine. It always come with like the demo discs. And I'd play like the demo discs. I don't think I owned many PlayStation games because I was just so happy playing these little demo discs.
Yeah, they were so much fun. I will remember that as well. I think we had like 3-4 of those. And I've never played like the full game, but I would keep on playing like the same, like one of the I know which it was like a Tomb Raider game where you were like in a tomb, like we're talking like almost like pixelated Lovecraft. You were like fighting against I think skeletons and stuff like that. I'm just like replay the segment over and over again from the demo.
I had like a demo of Echo the Dolphin. Do you remember Echo the Dolphin?
Oh yeah.
I was so bad at it, but I would just play this demo disc over and over again.
Yeah. I kind of wish they like. I know a lot of games have demos. Like you get a lot of demos of games, which are cool. You can download them, especially Nintendo is like good at doing demos like for console games. But I wish you could get like a demo like compilation. Just like buy like a demo pack or something like, or maybe like they make it really cheaply, or you could buy it really cheaply, where you get like 10-20 games on a CD or just like digitally. And you can like play through that. That would be fun. It would be a lot of nostalgia.
Oh man, such nostalgia.
Yeah. But talking about nostalgia, did you have like a go-to game for like sibling, family, or friend rivalry back in the day?
I don't think I played a lot of multiplayer games back when I was younger. I was very much a single player kind of person. And like I had a younger sister, right? So it was always like she would be like, Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. When you
so
have to
like
share.
I never wanted to share. Yeah, exactly. So I can't think of like, and also like I'm pretty sure I had Mario Kart on the Wii at some point, and I could never do like co-op races with my sister because she would get really angry if she lost. So I would just play by myself. It's like you get so angry when I beat you at video games.
Yeah, I only play solo. Speaking of like not sharing stuff, did you have like this with your sister? Because me and my older sister actually did this with the PlayStation. Is that sometimes we would get games, but we would like get one game each, and then we would be really like territorial, I guess, over the games. We'll like be hogging the game. So we got the first Ratchet and Clank PlayStation 2 game together. So that was like both of ours, so both of us played that. And then she got the second game and I got the third. And for years I only played the third and she only played the second because we did not want to share.
Thankfully, I think we were just like forced to share the same
You were
game.
forced. I see.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, I didn't get to play the third Ratchet and Clank because I only had the second, but
Yeah.
still it was like, yeah, when we were
Mm.
younger, like we were not good at sharing at all, so
Yeah, no, like, I feel that. I feel that so deeply. Because
Mhm.
I think it was so funny. I don't think we realized at the time that there was like game 1, 2, 3, but it was very funny. Like then years later, playing the second game, and being like, oh wait, this was supposed to be played like before what I played.
You don't realize as kids, you just like want to play video games. I don't think you truly appreciate the story.
Yeah, it was definitely more like, oh, fun colors, fun weapons, the fashion, yeah, just everything.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, no, I look back fondly on it though. It's always, fun to have like those gaming memories with your siblings, even though they might not always be like very positive memories.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of like fun gaming memories, here this doesn't have to be like an old game, though it can be if it is your favorite. Because what is your favorite story in a game, or a game whose story you really enjoyed if you don't have a clear favorite?
What's a story that I really enjoyed? You know what? I did play the first Kingdom Hearts, and I really liked it because it was kind of like fantasy, but also familiar with like all the Disney characters and stuff. And I did like the story overall for Kingdom Hearts. That's like the one that I can think of immediately. But also like all the new like Zelda games, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, have really good story. I think my probably favorite one is probably Twilight Princess though. That's my favorite Zelda.
Ooh, I actually did not play that one.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. That's
like
the one
those
with
ones.
Midna, right?
Yeah, I love Midna. It's so cute.
Even though I haven't played like any games that has her like featuring heavily as a main character, she's still like one of my favorite Zelda characters, I think, just purely because of her design, which is very, very, very cool.
Yes, just so cute. So, yeah, probably like I think I really enjoyed the story of Twilight Princess a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What was your favorite character? Was it Midna, or was it someone else?
Yeah, of course
I
was
love Midna. Yeah, I love that.
Midna, when she's in like her little gremlin form, is so cute, but then she turns into like, oh, spoiler alert, she turns into
I've seen that.
A mommy at the end, and she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's so pretty. I have seen them because I have played Hyrule Warriors, like on the Switch, like the Musou game, and there you can play as like both Gremlin Midna and like adult Midna.
I do have Hyrule Warriors, but I didn't play like a lot of it. I should probably get into it.
Yeah, that game, like for me, I played it like first when I got it, and then I only played through the story, and I was like, is this it? And I'm like kind of bored. But then I like played it again some years later. And I think where that game really gets fun is like after you do the story, they have the adventure mode. Like I think that what's it called. It's like a mode where you play through a lot of like pixelated maps, and it's like a lot of shorter standalone challenges, a lot of different like things you can do, and it's like incentivize you to play characters, like to get good with them, and sometimes you're forced to play like characters you haven't tried before, and then you get it's very fun. I would definitely recommend like the adventure mode for Hyrule Warriors if you play that.
I'll give it a go. Yeah, I should probably like I downloaded it and then just like never played it.
Yeah, I would say like the adult Midna has like a really cool moveset with like a lot of like big AoE moves. She was one of the characters that I enjoyed playing a lot.
She's so pretty.
Yeah. And then there's like 2 Ganondorfs in the game, and there's like a Ganondorf with a spear, and Spear Ganondorf is like my favorite character because he has a lot of like high speed like intensity moveset.
Oh, don't get me started on Ganondorf, Erika. I swear to God.
Oh, you like Ganondorf?
I love Ganondorf.
You should definitely like at least check out like the Hyrule Warrior, like both the different Ganondorfs and like the different Midnas, because those are great.
I will do it just for Ganondorf. Let's go.
Yeah. And like as you play the adventure mode, you can also like unlock different costumes for them, so it's a lot of fun. You can get like costumes from like previous games and stuff.
I can change his outfit.
Yeah, you can change outfits and like change colors. Sometimes it's only color changes. Sometimes you can get like an entirely different, like from previous games. Like one of my favorite alts is like for Zelda, you can get her Wind Waker. I think it was Wind Waker. Also, it's Skyward Sword. Like she has like a really cute alt that you can get.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna play it after this.
This quickly descended into me like recommending the game, but honestly, I have so many hours in Hyrule Warriors that I feel like I need other people to get a lot of hours in Hyrule Warriors so I can justify my own high playtime.
Okay. How many hours do you have in Hyrule Warriors?
You don't want to know.
Oh no, is it that bad?
It's not like bad, but I think it's one of my most played Nintendo Switch games. And it's thanks to like the adventure mode, because it was like a time where it was like that was the only thing I played for a while.
I see.
Yeah. But let's move on before we go like even deeper into Zelda lore, I guess. What's a significant like gaming memory you have? For example, something gaming related from your childhood that you still remember years later, or it can be something newer if you have a more significant new memory.
Probably there was this game that I got on PlayStation 2, which was once again like another one of those demo disc games. And it was called Ico, ICO. And I think it's like the spiritual successor to like Shadow of the Colossus, or it's like made by the same company or something like that. And like I remember so clearly, like in that game you basically have to like rescue this girl from like a cage, and she's like being chased and captured and stuff, and like there's these monsters that come out of the ground, and they like grab her and drag her into like a portal. And like the music is so scary, and it's
it sounds like a lot of drama.
Yeah, it was. And like you have to like run over to her and pull her out of the portal before she gets completely sucked in. It's game over. But those monsters were so scary. So my significant memory is like being like, oh my god, this game is so pretty and nice. I love it. But I get to save a cute girl and hold hands, and then like suddenly she gets captured and dragged into portals. It's basically like you have to babysit this chick because she keeps getting captured.
It sounds cool though. It does sound cool.
I'll have to see if I can play it on PC sometime.
Yeah. Also, Chad has some information for us. They are by the same studio, but apparently Ico came first, and then Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
But apparently, maybe chronologically, Ico was the sequel to Shadow of Colossus. So Shadow of Colossus might be like chronologically first, just to mess it up even more.
I didn't play Shadow of the Colossus either, so
yeah, I have not played
like, even
with
Ico, I've never played the full game. I've only played the demo disc.
No, I totally get that. I have a lot of like those early PlayStation games where I played the demo disc version so much, but I never played like the real ones. Another one for me was Spyro, like I think the first like proper Spyro game. I played the demo disc a lot. But I never touched like the actual game until like the Switch remakes came.
So yeah, that was my memory. The scary monsters in Ico.
Yeah. Do you have a tragic gaming memory though? Can be something silly, something sad, or it could be the same one if that was also your tragic gaming memory.
No, my tragic thing that happened fairly recently.
Ooh.
So I was playing the early access for Baldur's Gate 3, which comes out next week. By the way, I'm so excited.
I'm going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 next week as well.
I know. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Wait, we should do multiplayer together.
Ooh.
Okay, but anyway, I
Yeah.
was playing the early access, and I fell head over heels for Astarion. Oh my
Oh, the
god!
vampire guy.
Yeah, I'm actually in love with Astarion, and
Ooh.
she was trying really hard to romance him, and then and like I was trying to do everything. I was trying to do everything right. I was trying to like have him in my party at
Yeah,
all
yeah,
times so
yeah.
that I could like get the romance with Astarion. And then the moment comes. The moment comes. I go up to Astarion. He it's like a party. He's like, man, I would really love to go away and like hold hands with someone
hold
right
hands.
now. And yeah, that's it. And then I was like, me, you want to
Yeah,
hold hands with me? And his answer cut me so deeply. He was like, ew, no,
Ew.
not with you.
Just an ew. Wow. Wow, that's some like emotional damage right there.
Such emotional damage. I've never been so harshly rejected in my life. And he's pixels. He's not even real.
Yeah. Oh my god, did you get like completely locked out of his romance in that playthrough?
I did.
Ooh.
So now when the game comes out next week, I'm gonna start a fresh
Over again,
save,
yeah.
and I'm going to do everything right. I'm gonna follow a guide if I have to. I will have Astarion. I will make him mine. I swear to God, I cannot handle that level of rejection again. It was too traumatic.
Yeah, for real. At least you get a chance at redemption.
Yeah, exactly. And he'll never remember. I remember though. I remember.
You get to have a nice romance with Astarion 2.0. After the 1.0 rejection, but it's going to be cool though. I did hear that they're adding a lot of new stuff to the game that wasn't in the early access, so maybe it will be easier to romance it. Maybe.
I hope so. But I like whenever I see him now, I'm just like, man, the pain in my heart. You will never know because you are a piece of code, but it was real to me.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to that so much. I have no idea who I want to romance yet because I'm going in pretty blind. Except for like trailers and teasers and things like that. Just going on a tiny bit of a tangent here, but are you doing like a normal playthrough for you, or are you going to be playing any of the Origin characters? Because I was looking at the DarkUrge Origin myself.
Yeah,
but
I haven't decided yet. Like the DarkUrge seems really interesting, and I really want to see where it goes. But also, like, I like the idea of having my own character and thinking of my own story. So I don't know. I haven't decided.
I was considering it, and then I looked at some of the dev interviews and some of the actual footage they showed off from the playroom, and I was like, this might be too dark for streams.
Graphic. Like, I don't know if you saw like the live stream that they did. Like, oh my god.
I saw a decapitated hand, and I also saw a kicking squirrel footage. I was like, okay, the hand was very dark, and then I saw the squirrel kick, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, so I kind of want to do the DarkUrge because I think it would be such like a completely different thing for me to experience, but also I'm like, I'm scared.
Yeah. But I do like, you gotta admire that like they actually put like a play route in the game where you can go pure evil deity stuff if you want to, which is really cool.
That sounds like fun, actually.
Yeah,
I feel like I'd never play like the villain in these like choose your own story games. I'm always like trying to be the hero, but I kind of want to. The DarkUrge makes me want to give it a go.
Yeah, and also the fact that you get like a kind of like sidekick character as well that's like urging you on, I guess, to go into the darkness. It seems like it has a lot of fun shenanigans, and I do like that. When like for the other Origin characters, like they were pre-made and had their own stories, but this is like one where you can like, I guess, self-insert. You can make like whatever character you want.
Yeah,
and just like
that's
make it your own, even though it has a backstory.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'll probably like have a play around off stream first, and then decide what I want to do.
Yeah. And speaking of, this actually ties nicely into the next couple of questions we have.
Mm.
Because do you prefer slow and steady progress in games or rushing through the main story?
Oh,
Hmm.
See, I used to be the kind of person who hated doing like side quests and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when I was younger, I would always like just do the main story and then that's it. But then I realized like these games that I really love playing, I could no longer play them anymore because I'm the kind of person who, when I beat the main story, I cannot play that game ever again. That's it. Like the amount of times Skyrim is probably one of my favorite games of all time, and I've tried to play it several times, but because I've already beaten it once, I just can't bring myself to play it again. So nowadays when I do like story-driven games, I always try and take my time and do side quests and stuff as well so that I can kind of maximize my time in the game.
Because you know that like for you, when you finish it, like that's it. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So like it's almost like I feel like I should probably like getting games secondhand or something because as soon as like I'm done with it, that's it. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, fair. If you do get physical games, you could like sell them afterwards, I guess. But so often we get digital games nowadays, and we'll talk about that a little bit later when we come to the question.
Yeah, but I'm not like a completionist at all. I just like, you know, I just want to enjoy the game a bit more.
Yeah. And to be fair, like when it comes to side quests, I feel like a lot of games, like a lot of modern games, have been like really focusing on side quests as well to make them good. Like Witcher 3, I don't know if you played that. That like had like really enjoyable.
Witcher, no.
That has like really enjoyable side quests. They're really fun. And then I think also for a very recent example, Final Fantasy 16 has had like a lot of fun side quests as well. Though some of them are also like, oh, suddenly you're an Uber driver, basically. You're a delivery guy. Yeah. Surprising amount, you know, like you're playing a game where like an epic hero, you're saving the world from going under, and they're like, hey, can you fetch me like a couple of planks like from a forest?
Yes, this like even in like Tears of the Kingdom, you're supposed to be like everybody knows that you're like the hero who saved everyone from Breath of the Wild, and they're still like, hey, can you go like cut some logs for me? Can you like, you know, go get me some rice? It's like, excuse me, I'm the hero.
Yeah.
Show me some respect.
Definitely. It's very funny, and it's kind of like. Sometimes it can take you a little bit out of it, but it also adds a little bit of comedy, I guess, since it happens so often. But when you are playing games, do you like role-playing in games and making choices as a character you have created? Or do you usually just make choices that you yourself would make?
I think I am the kind of person who makes choices based on like my own, like what I would choose. And like that's fun and all, but also I really like it kind of ends up that I end up playing the same character every time that I play an RPG game because I'm like I'm just playing the same person over and over again, making the same kinds of decisions over and over again, and that's kind of boring. So like that's why the DarkUrge is kind of like, ooh, like I could definitely do that. Like that
evil
sounds...
Reiny.
Yeah, like maybe I should embrace my villain arc once in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I really get better at like role playing when I'm playing role-playing games, but yeah, I've always not been very good at it, and I've always just been like, oh no, don't do that, that's evil, I'm good, no. I guess that means I have good morals, I suppose.
Yeah, just like, you know, you were good on the side of good. Though I am very much the same way that I tend to not roleplay too much when I play games. I just like make choices that I would make, but sometimes, you know, it's fun to embrace the chaos. Making a chaotic choice, you know, jumping off a cliff and see what will happen. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and do that when Baldur's Gate comes out. I'm gonna try and be a bit more, you know, out of the box with my choices.
That's going to be cool. Though I'm guessing you are going for Asterion though, either way, like no matter what you're doing.
There is no debate. It will be Astarion, or I will be deleting and uninstalling the game. He will be mine. Or I will write a very strongly worded letter to Larian and being like, listen, why won't Astarion loves me? He likes the bear more than me.
Oh, the bear! Yeah. He was the one they chose for the bear showcase. I remember. I think a lot of you guys in chat, if you haven't seen Baldur's Gate footage, I think there's like a high chance that for those of you that aren't big or interested in the game, you might have seen the bear scenes. and the Asterion, the white-haired character in that scene, that's the Asterion that Reiny is talking about. Yes. Yeah. No, it's going to be very fun when that game drops. I think I know the answer to this next question already, but do you like single or multiplayer games in general, like as your favorite?
It depends entirely on my mood. Like sometimes I'm just like, I really want to play with people. This game would be really fun if I played with people. I really want to, get a multiplayer game going here. But other times I'm like, I just really want to enjoy and play this game myself. I don't want to like have people in it, like, taking me out of the immersion or anything like that. I think like story-based games, I'm very much like single player only. But for like more like fun, like party games, something a bit funny, comedy kind of, or like chill, like wholesome games, I'm definitely more multiplayer, I think.
What about horror games though?
Horror games, I feel like they're better multiplayer because I'm scared to do them alone.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm very easily frightened. So, gotta have some people that you could push in front of you. I mean, cooperate with.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Yeah. And it just feels like these days my friends are just like, hey, let's do a collab, and I'm like, sure, let's do it. And they're like, okay, let's do a horror game, and I'm like, I take that back. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, there's so many. I feel like there's so many good co-op horror games. It makes it worse. It's like you have Phasmophobia, you have Demonologist, for horror, and just keep on releasing like good collab, like multiplayer horror games.
I know, they're really good multiplayer games, and I do like enjoy playing with my friends, but also horror is very scary and I don't like it.
Yeah. Wow. The pain of being a VTuber and wanting to collab with other people.
Oh yeah, it makes for good content. I mean, the chat always loves those anime girl screams, so...
Chat dropping an important point here. You don't have to outrun the monsters in horror games, just outrun your friends.
Exactly, like, take them, not me. I'm too cute to die.
Yeah. And that's a good reason to play with friends, You don't have to be faster than the monster, you just have to be faster than your friends.
Well, Phasmophobia is one of those games, like, when I first played it, it was scary, but now that I've played it a lot, it's like it's just been it was the multiplayer horror game that inspired all the other ones, right? So I've played it a lot now, and it's just not scary anymore. It's more like
you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing, and therefore I'm not scared. Even if I get caught by the ghost, it's not that scary. Although my chat will say otherwise. They will be like, haha, you screamed.
Yeah, it's one thing getting jump scared. It's one, and then another thing being genuinely frightened the entire time you're playing. Yeah. No, it's good though. It's a good game. But when you do game, do you prefer playing with a controller or a mouse and keyboard?
I think that depends on the game, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm playing a PC game which requires a lot of precise movement, then obviously keyboard is best. But I did recently get a controller so that I could play more chill, wholesome vibes games, and I could just recline my chair, kick
Fully
my
in
shoes
back.
off, yeah, and just play with like my controller and like. Oh, also recently, very recently, I got a TV installed in my bedroom.
Oh,
And so
yay.
I can now play Switch games from my bed. I don't have to
Mm,
get out of bed. I can play Stardew Valley in bed all day, every
mm.
day. Although don't tell my boss that I do that.
Yeah, for sure. I won't tell them. No, but
Exactly.
I totally like, you are not the first person who have like come on this talk show and been like, yes, I like controller for being able to like play in bed, like play
Mhm.
console games in bed.
Exactly. So like,
Mm,
I think I'll probably when Baldur's Gate comes out, I'll probably play that mouse and keyboard because I want to be like immersed.
yeah.
But like games like Stardew Valley and I was also playing what's it called? Graveyard Keeper. That's a really
Yeah.
fun game to play with a controller. It's just like nice, chill,
Yeah, very chill.
slow moving vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like for some games you can just like relax and take it easy. Yeah. And talking about like, I guess like physical gaming tech and merch and stuff like that. When you do buy games, do you buy them physical or digital?
It depends. If I'm getting a pre-order, then I will get physical because I want like the bonuses and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I am not getting a pre-order, then I just get digital. Like it's so much quicker and easier. I can just get it and then download it. Whereas if I'm pre-ordering, then I have to wait for it to arrive.
And it,
yes.
like, I don't know how it is for you, but if I do order a physical game, like even a pre-order, it almost never is there like on release day.
Yeah. I mean, I got quite lucky. I think the last time I bought a physical game myself was Animal Crossing back in 2020. Like I'd been looking forward for that game for ages, and I like desperately wanted the pre-order bonus with it. So, and like that actually arrived at my house on launch day. So I got really lucky. Yeah. So they obviously like posted it out like a few days before and made sure that like people would get it on launch day. So.
Oh, that's really good of wherever you bought the.
But these days, like I just get digital. It's so much quicker. Like it's instant. I can just like boop. Okay, game is mine now. I will play it.
Yeah. True.
And like, who goes outside? I'm a VTuber. You think I go outside to buy video games? Come on.
Yeah. Very true as well. I do tend to buy only digital. What do you think about collector's editions though? Have you ever bought any of those? Because I haven't gotten it personally, but there has been like collector's editions that are really tempting to me because some of them come with figures, some of them come with like cool cases or like artwork. Have you ever gotten anything like that?
I used to have the collector's edition of Fallout 4, and it came in like a nice like tin case, and it also came with like the Pip-Boy that you could put on your arm, and like you put your phone into the screen and you can like use it as like a touchscreen. I'm like doing the action on my arm right now, like you can see, but like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure what happened to it. I think like maybe I moved and it got lost somehow, but yeah, I don't have the Pip-Boy anymore.
Yeah, sadness.
It's sad, yeah, but it would have been like a cool like cosplay prop.
Yeah. So let's hope some future collector's editions catches your eye then.
Yeah. I mean, the Baldur's Gate one does seem kind of cool.
I was
I'm
about
not
to say that like I think the Baldur's Gate collector's edition did look cool, but I don't know if I haven't played the game yet personally, so I don't know if I'm invested enough to get it.
Right. Well, I'm not really like a collector's edition person, unless like it's something that I'm really passionate about. I'm just like, the game is fine. I don't need like extra things.
Yeah, but if there's like an like some cool game merch, like then maybe, you know, like not like non-collector's edition, that's cool stuff. And also,
if it's like digital add-ons you get for like pre-ordering, then that's obviously pretty cool. And like it's not really, you know, like taking up any space in your home, really.
That's also true. Oh, chat dropping a point. Would you get a Baldur's Gate collector's edition if it had an Asterion figure?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, next question.
Yeah, next question. Let's move on. preferred gaming
Absolutely.
platform for PC,
Oh,
console, and also mobile are into consideration here.
oh God, mobile gaming, Jesus. No, PC, 100% all the
The
way. I
PC,
like
okay.
being able to mod things.
Ah, yeah.
So like being able to mod things is super important to me, and so that's why I like PC. And also, like, I spent all this money getting like a pretty good PC
Ooh, a
to
good gaming
run,
PC.
yeah, to run games like in ultra quality. Mm.
Ooh, yeah. Then you have like a really chunky gaming PC then.
Exactly, exactly. Like a console is great and all. Like I have a
Mm.
Switch, but I haven't owned like a like a I feel like I only own a console out of necessity, right? Because
Ah,
obviously
yeah.
like Nintendo games are only on Nintendo platforms.
True.
Like if Nintendo games were on PC, I would probably play them on PC.
Yeah, not even have the Switch anymore. Though the Switch,
Mm,
I will say, has the nice portability function as well.
exactly. Yeah,
So it's kind
yeah.
of like a two in one, like handheld and like proper like TV console.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of really want like a Steam Deck. I feel like it's like the
Ah,
best of
yeah.
both worlds. I get to play my PC games and also get to take them with me.
True.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I kind of like having both, but I do still prefer PC more.
Yeah, that's very, very fair. And I think most games nowadays, like, released on PC, it's very few games that are like
Mm.
long-term console exclusive. I think one of the only popular ones I can think of on the top of my head is like Bloodborne, which people have basically been like begging for a PC release. But yeah, most do get a PC release eventually. Yeah. And since you do game on PC, and this is something that's like very common on Steam, for example, is game achievements. What do you think about game achievements? Do you usually go for them, or are they just kind of there?
Like, I don't necessarily like try and get them, but if I get them, then that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And like I do like to see the other achievements that my friends have got as
Ah,
well.
yeah,
So
checking out people's
yeah.
stats in games, basically.
Yeah, I like to be a bit nosy when it comes to my friends' Steam games. But like I'm not a completionist, so like if I don't get an achievement, it's fine. But also it can sometimes be kind of like a good prompt for maybe something that you've missed. Like if you see there's like an achievement for entering a specific area and you're like, hang on a minute, I don't remember seeing this area. I should probably go find it. Then it can be kind of good to kind of remind you of the things that maybe you've missed.
Yeah, they can be nice that way, and also like there are of course like achievements that you maybe don't want to go for, like use this weapon to like chop an enemy like 1,000 times. Like those can be like tedious, but the ones that are for like explore all areas or all like biomes in a game, those are pretty cool, and like
Yeah.
find all like boss monsters and things like that. Yeah.
The kind of achievements that I don't really like are the ones that require you to play the game several times because like it's like a very linear path. And so it's like you get an achievement for doing the good thing, but then you have to replay the game to get the achievement to get the bad thing, and it's like I don't do that.
Yeah, that's very fair. I also tend to like only do like one playthrough of a game. But when I do like I do try and go for like the quote-unquote like cool or like hidden endings if there is like one in a game, so you get like the coolest experience going through.
Yeah, those are really interesting, trying to find the secrets.
Yeah, like in the Souls games, for example, like often have like that kind of thing. Like they have some like
Right, yeah, you have to like
cool endings.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about those.
Yeah. And speaking of, cool hitting endings and cool stuff in games, is there a gaming moment that you're particularly proud of? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be something big, but just like something you were personally proud of that you did in gaming.
That's kind of a hard question.
Yeah, it could also be like a multiplayer thing, like if you did something like won over your friends in a cool way in a game, or anything really.
I guess it's I did like a Mario Kart tournament sometime last year, last year. And there was like a bunch of VTubers in it, and I thought that I was gonna do really badly because I didn't do any training beforehand, and and I'm not very good at Mario Kart on the Switch because I find the controllers to be a little bit too small for my hands. But I actually ended up getting, I think I got knocked out at the semi-final, so I came really close. Yeah,
that's really good.
If I'd have just like won one more race, then I would have been in the grand final, and like I would have been able to like, but then like I'm kind of glad that I didn't make it to the grand final because the people playing in the grand final, oh my god, they are cracked. They're insane. They are the kind of people who know life Mario Kart and are just like insanely good at it.
Oh god, that sounds scary.
So like, but I'm still pretty proud of like I went from not like believing in myself at all to making it to like the semi-final. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's still big, still big. Racing Reiny, you actually your outfit right now could actually be like a little bit of
like a racing outfit.
Yeah, a racing outfit. Yeah, like
I see that.
The cap, like the head cap and the jacket.
Yeah, I could see that. It's supposed to be more like a maid costume, like a cyberpunk maid. That's the
it's definitely that as well. But you wouldn't be out of place at like a race field, like maybe like a race track maid.
Now that's a good idea. Maybe I'll weave that into my lore somehow.
Ooh, yeah, futuristic racetrack maid.
Let's go.
Yeah. And speaking of like these like proud gaming moments, what is the most satisfying game you have completed? Like a game you completed and you're like, yes, this was so satisfying. Either because it was like a challenging or like a really good story, or it's like just very satisfying completion.
Probably. I want to say like any. Like it's not satisfying because like I had a really hard time with it or anything. It's more like it was just like a satisfying experience all throughout the game, and so completing it was just like, yeah, this is nice. It was Super Mario Galaxy. Like I remember that whole game was just so satisfying from start to finish. The music, the visuals, the gameplay, and then like the ending is just like, man, it just feels good.
Yeah. I never actually played it myself, but I've seen a playthrough of it, and it does seem like very, very fun and like very well made. So it's like all around like good playing experience, I can imagine.
It's probably my favorite Mario game of all time, Super Mario Galaxy. There isn't a Mario game that I love more than Galaxy. So yeah, just when I completed that.
Yeah, did you play like just for comparison, like for myself, did you play Odyssey? Because that's the only like similar style game that I played.
Yeah, I have played Odyssey, and it was I enjoyed it and it's fun, but I just like preferred Galaxy more.
Something about Galaxy.
And like the whole like space theme was like really for me. And also Rosalina is very gorgeous.
Oh, Rosalina, yeah, she's so cute, and all the little stars.
There's like a theme here. I like any game that has like a beautiful character in it.
Yeah. Did Galaxy have a sequel, or am I?
Yeah, it had Galaxy 2 as well.
Yeah, was that also good? Or
yeah, I mean it was fun, but like I feel like with Galaxy 1, it was such like a never before seen thing.
Yeah, it was very.
It was like, man, Super Mario Galaxy is one of those games where I wish I could erase my memory and replay it again, like with fresh eyes. So yeah, no, man, I just loved it so much.
That's a great game for like satisfying game completion. And speaking of like when you like have those games that are so satisfying, they often have like a lot of like good features and stuff you like in a game. Is there any game features you would like to see more of? And I'll read up some examples here. So examples of game features is weapon crafting, day-night cycles, puzzle solving, mini games within games, color customizations on things like armors, weapons, side quests, etc. Mm.
I feel like I'm the kind of person who puts a lot of effort into like character creation.
Ah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
really like games where I can like fully customize my character, even down to like, the size of their ears kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Like I want to control everything
Like
about their
sliders for
appearance.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing in like the same vein, I really love games where you can like have a house and decorate it yourself.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
Like
that's so much fun.
making your own place and like choosing where the furniture goes. This is why I just loved Animal
Yeah,
Crossing so much, because it
yeah,
had all of
yeah.
those things. But
Mm.
yeah, I really like games where you can, customize your character and also customize where you live.
Yeah, that's
So
such a good point. Like I feel like a lot of people think about like character customization, and I love that as well. But
mhm.
being able to make like your own house or hideaway
Mhm.
or whatever like
Mhm.
that's so much fun. I love that about like Skyrim had that feature, at least in the expansion. You could like make
Yeah,
your own
yeah.
house. Some Pokemon games have actually had those, and
Oh,
those are
cute.
always some of my favorites. Like in one you could make a hideout. You could literally make like a hideout in trees
Aw,
or in like caves.
cute.
Yeah, it was adorable. You could like put Pokemon statues and furniture in it. That's a feature that I wish more Pokemon games have, because it's so much fun, and you get like a more personalized experience in whatever game you're playing when you can like make your own
Hmm.
home.
Yeah, so yeah, I really like having just like a place that I can decorate myself with
Mm,
like furniture that I've like found on my adventures, or
yeah,
I've like unlocked somehow, and I can really make it, just a
yeah.
quiet, safe place for me.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, and I love that like sometimes like games add that in updates. And speaking of that, like you have played Holocure, right? I'm pretty sure you have played
Yeah,
Holocure.
yeah.
Yeah, Holocure is like adding house decoration,
I'm
and that's
so
really cool.
excited. I
Yay!
can't wait to make like a weeb house full of like hollow merch. I'm so hyped.
Yeah, I hope they have a lot of furniture and color customizations. You can like personalize
Ooh.
it a lot.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh man, that game's so much fun.
Hmm. And now, we finally have a use for like all the gold you keep on stockpiling in the game.
I just keep rolling gacha though. Like you can't
Hmm.
stop me. I'm a fiend for gacha.
Yeah, and there will be even more gacha, when the add it.
Hell yes! Oh my god, I don't like. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be just playing that game constantly. It's so addictive.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of game features, would you like want to see like more, like gacha, like where you use like in-game currency like as a feature in games? Because I like Breath of the Wild literally like added gacha machine in like Tears of
It
the
did,
Kingdom.
yeah.
Yeah,
Those gacha pun machines. Honestly,
yeah.
like I I get really sucked into gacha if there's cute girls involved.
Ah, okay, so
So
only cute girls gacha then.
So like I did play Genshin for a little bit, but then I had to stop playing it because I was spending
Ah,
too much money on it.
yeah, yeah.
And right now my community is really into Blue Archive, and I'm like, man, maybe I should give Blue
Hmm.
Archive a go. Like I really like all these cute girls in the swimsuits. It's very
Yeah,
Tuscanu.
it's dangerous for sure.
So like part of me is like, hell yeah, I love gacha, but the sensible part of me is like, that's a very bad idea. Don't
Yeah,
give me
yeah, no,
gacha.
no more gacha games. Though if a game had like an in-game gacha with pretty girls, but it only costs in-game currency that you could only earn in game, that maybe that would like be a good middle ground.
That would be better. Like
Yeah.
I definitely prefer gacha games where you don't have to buy any currency.
Hmm.
Yeah, those just aren't like a thing unless like you grind really hard at these games, right?
Yeah. True. And some games are very stingy with their in-game like gacha currency, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Mm.
like those games like that, they really make you. If you're like a free-to-play player, then you've probably got several thousands of hours in that game because yeah, there's no other way to do it otherwise.
True. And speaking of these, unfortunate mechanics, do you have a most disliked game mechanic? For example, escort missions with NPCs that move slowly, unskippable cutscenes and conversations, missions on timers, grinding for EXP gear, weapon durability, loot drop rates, mechanics like that. Do you have anything you like dislike in particular?
Oh, I hate timed missions. Anything with a timer, any kind of like racing mini game or anything like that, side quest. I can't. There's too much pressure. The pressure is too great. I buckle under the pressure. I can't. I just can't do it. So like I'm really bad at racing games because I just get like the timer is ticking and I'm like constantly panicking.
Yeah, very fair, very fair.
So I hate it. I hate it. Even when I was like you know, playing do you remember Simpsons Hit and Run?
Oh, I never played that. Yeah.
Oh, I used to play Simpsons Hit and Run, and that game had like a lot of racing like side quests in it, and I would always avoid them because I'm so bad at like the driving that I would just like fail them all the time. So yeah, I don't like timed things at all.
That is very fair. I like them sometimes, but there's like times and plays for everything, and I feel like sometimes the games that put timers in, because I think it's going to like up the difficulty, but at times it's like it gets so difficult it feels unattainable.
Yeah,
and then it just gets frustrating.
Like, I can't be bothered with that. I've got other stuff to do. I'm the hero of time or whatever. I haven't got time for your racing mini game.
True. And speaking of like dislike things in games, do you have a least favorite game genre and why?
I don't really like FPS games, and that's purely because I'm bad at aiming. I'm really bad shot.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like I played Apex for a bit because all of my friends were playing it, and I was like, man, I really want to play with my friends, and they're all playing Apex, so I guess I should download Apex. And like the only time that I ever played Apex was when I was playing with friends because I was so bad at it. And now like all my friends are playing Valorant, I'm like, man, I really don't want to, but all my friends are playing it, so I kind of want to play with my friends.
Play Chaos Valorant. Like, sometimes you play team games, and we're like, yes, my team is winning despite me being on the team. Exactly.
You know. They're even better because they have to also carry me as well.
I've had that happen in a couple of team games in the past.
Yeah, so I'm like that with Apex. Like any first-person shooter game, like battle royale game like that, I don't enjoy very much at all. Yeah,
that is very understandable. I actually have not played a lot of those games. I've never played Valorant or Apex actually. I see a lot of people like you are like you're seeing like a lot of people are having fun in Valorant like right now. For me personally, like my least favorite is probably like your bullet hell games. Because they're like you're like staring at one pixel on the screen the entire time, and it's like very small dodge margins. It stresses me out.
Yeah, I could not do this, and like the moment you get hit, you have to start all over again. Oh no, I hate that.
Yeah, like
even like games that just have like a like suddenly the boss fight has like a bullet hell mechanic. It's like, hello, where did this come from?
Yeah, did you play Cult of the Lamb?
Yeah!
That was like my most recent one. Like, the boss was like so like a bullet hell boss, like the final boss, and I was like, no!
It took me so many tries to do that. And like even with Holocure, when you get to the Achan stage and she's like going full on Toho bullet hell on you, it's like, oh my god, please stop.
Yeah, for me, like, the Holocure one is like just at the border where I think it's fine, but I am also scared about like the 0.6 update because they keep on adding like harder and harder bosses, the harder and harder modes, and I really hope we're not going to get like an ultra bullet hell scenario. And that's like my most feared thing in the new update.
I can't do bullet hell and I can't do FPS just because I'm bad at them purely. There's no other reason except my own skill issue.
yeah, I feel that. I feel that a lot. But switching over to games that we do like, do you have a favorite game or game series that you really enjoyed for the music in particular?
Do you know, I think Fallout is always a good shout for music because you can put on like the Wasteland radio and there's always like some really good songs on like any station that you go on Fallout. I really enjoy that.
That's cool.
But yeah, but it's not like they're like original songs. So I think like yeah, so I think like my favorite game for like original soundtrack, it'd probably be it'd probably be Super Mario Galaxy again.
Oh, yeah, nice.
It has such a good soundtrack. I could listen to it all the time. But also Animal Crossing soundtrack.
Yeah, Animal Crossing is so chill. It's so chill.
Good. And I just like to, you know, even now when I'm like working on something, I will have like Animal Crossing playlist going on in the background. I've listened to it so many times.
Yeah, I feel like even if you're playing like a more chill or relaxing game that doesn't like have good music, or it does not have continuous music, Animal Crossing goes with like almost anything actually.
It's just good to chill vibes. I love it. But yeah, I like Fallout Radio for like, you know, those old-timey vibes. And I like Animal Crossing. Listen to Animal Crossing playlists.
And Mario
but also,
Galaxy.
yeah, the Mario Galaxy playlist is really good.
I'm a little bit curious about what do you think about another game soundtrack? Because you said you really liked Skyrim, and a lot of people do really enjoy the soundtrack there. Did you like the music there?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's not like my favorite, but I do enjoy it, and like I've played it so many times.
But it's not like up there with
yeah, like if I had to put it up there, I'd probably go kind of like halfway down the list. Like it's fine. I don't dislike it, but I also don't love it, you know.
Sure. And on the flip side, do you have a favorite game or game series that you really enjoyed for the art style?
I don't want to say Mario Galaxy.
You can say it again if you want to.
No. Let's go. I've played other games.
Yeah, maybe something. I think sometimes people mention things with like more unique art styles, like Okami or Nier Automata or stuff like that, or is also maybe just like something that's like super polished or super anime style. There's just a lot of like cool different art styles out there in games. I'm always like curious to hear what like people say when it comes to like this question.
I really like the art style from the really old like point and click games, like I think it's called Dragon's Lair. Like it kind of like Disney-esque like animation, like the 2D animation, and also the princess is really hot in it. Like I really like those like, you know, those games where they put a lot of time into like 2D animation. I really like and appreciate those. Yeah, those are really good.
That's lovely. Good 2D art. It can be like super amazing.
I feel like I feel like every game these days is like 3D, trying to make it super hyper realistic, that, you know, is basically like you're playing a video rather than playing a game.
Like TV series almost.
But like I really like stylized, you know, fantasy like characters as well. So I think it just depends on what mood I'm in.
True. I think like if you're going with for big modern games, I will say like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild has like gone like more of like a simpler stylized route, and it's looking it looks so good. It looks so amazingly good.
It's very pretty.
Which shows that you don't need to go like full realistic 3D.
I also liked the art style of Twilight Princess, because it's kind of like the grungy kind of almost like still stylized but kind of semi-realistic kind of art style, and that's what I really liked about it. It was very much a very harsh departure from like we just had Wind Waker, and then suddenly like Twilight Princess is like night and day.
Different.
But I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's nice too. And speaking of amazing games, what is your most anticipated upcoming game? And this has to be something that has been announced. It doesn't have to have a date, but it has to be announced.
Okay, so the thing that I'm looking forward to most, we have not had any new information on this in several years,
Ooh.
but I'm looking forward to a new Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah, so much! Oh my god! It's one of my most highly anticipated one as well.
Like, I'm looking forward to Starfield, but mostly because now that Starfield is out, it means that the next game that they're going to be working on is Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh my god, I'm exactly the same. I'm the same rating. I've been like waiting for the Starfield to be like released. So I've been like, please release Starfield like right away.
Get on with it,
Yeah, because the only reason why I'm like really anticipating Starfield is because when they announced the Elder Scrolls 6, I think it is, they were like, oh, we're not releasing this until Starfield is out. And I was like, can you release Starfield in like a month from now?
It's been like 5 years now since we've heard anything about it, but I'm so glad that Starfield is so close.
Yeah.
I think I'll definitely still play Starfield because I'm a nerd for Bethesda games.
Yeah.
But like I am mostly looking forward to a new I just need a new Elder Scrolls game. After Skyrim, I'm like I am thirsting for Tamriel.
Yeah. I can't wait. Like we know like basically nothing, but I already like can't wait until like what they're doing with it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Elder Scrolls, and of course I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, of course. That one is like literally next week, Chad, if you didn't know.
Next week. I will be there. My whole personality from Baldur's Gate until we get a new Elder Scrolls is just gonna be role-playing games. I'm not gonna be doing anything else.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And speaking of, these amazing games that we want, if you could get anything, and then I mean absolutely anything, no matter how unrealistic it may be, what's your ultimate wish for game?
I want a new Animal Crossing game that puts more emphasis on the farming mechanics that they added in like one of the final updates. Because they finally, like after all this time, they put farming into the game, and you could like farm crops and use them to like cook things, but it's not a very deep mechanic. And I feel like my perfect Animal Crossing game would be everything that they're doing right now, but with added farming.
Yeah, like good farming, good cooking as well, I'm guessing. Yeah, and it was so like it was so cute. Like the crops they added, like the wheat and the wasn't like tomatoes and pumpkins.
Yeah,
it was just like so adorable.
Yeah, and you could like craft with them, and super fun and adorable. But like now that they've stopped updating the game, I'm super sad, and I'm like, I want them to make another Animal Crossing, but put a bit more farming into it. Because I love a good farming simulator.
I'm a little bit curious about what you think about one aspect of it then, because like for me definitely like one thing, like as you say, like farming and like cooking and stuff like that, but I also found it very tedious that you weren't like, it wasn't easier to like exchange the villagers to get like the villagers you wanted. So I always wanted like an easier, like without getting amiibos, because it was like hard getting amiibos cards and they were random. I always wanted like an easier way to like get your favorite villagers, like even being able to like just kicking, like even if you get random villagers in, just being able to like once a day like kick someone out if you wanted to, that would have been great.
Yeah, I mean, I used to feel the same way, but nowadays I'm a lot more like easygoing about the villagers who are in my town. But there are like a few villagers who I like absolutely must have at all times. But I feel like when they make a new Animal Crossing game, they always like add a few like extra cute villagers. Yeah, like everybody was going feral over Marshall. Do you remember that? Oh my God.
I wanted him in my village, but he was never an option.
Yeah, there was like a Marshall black market, and then they somehow managed to like duplicate him, and suddenly the black market crashed.
Yeah.
It was so funny. But like these days I'm just like, whoever ends up in my village ends up in my village, and if they're ugly, then they're ugly. I love and respect them anyway. I'm sure they have great personalities. Oh, you know what else that they should add back in Animal Crossing?
What?
Is like they should, like the villagers should have more like unique unique personalities.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because nowadays they're just like, oh, he's a jock villager. Okay, so is he, and so is he. There's like 5 jock villagers, and all they do is talk about football. It's like, okay, we get it. But like, what else do you like? There's more to them. There's got to be more.
Yeah.
And like, there's only like, okay, you get the snooty villagers, you get the jock villagers, you get the cranky villagers, but like, there's more than just like those categories. It's like, come on.
Yeah, either add like 100 different personalities or just like make everyone unique. Because it definitely feel for me, the thing is that I have a couple of my favorites of my own. And like one of the characters that like I got like quote unquote stuck with, like one of my starting villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizon. I think her name is Annabelle. Like she's like a yellow anteater. I didn't like her on first, but she's like a
Annabelle,
yeah, she's like a peppy one, and she grew on me because she was so peppy. But so now every time like I got another peppy villager that moved in that was like really cute, but I didn't like that he was like a copy of Annabelle, basically like her personality. So now like she's like my favorite like of that personality type, or at least one of them.
Yeah, I feel the same way. They just feel like carbon copies of each other, and I feel like the only reason that I like having a certain villager is purely based on their appearance now, because their personality is basically non-existent. So it's like, oh, I like this villager because they're cute, not because I think that they're interesting or fun or like anything like that. So it's like, I want them to make an Animal Crossing game that has more farming and where every villager has like a unique personality. I know that that's like a lot to ask for, but I feel like we should be able to do it now. We have the technology.
Farming is definitely not too much. The villager personality would probably like take a little bit extra, but I feel like they could definitely do that.
They could definitely do it, and I feel like they should. Like Nintendo's whole thing is all about like, you know, characters and having like unique, you know, lovable characters. I feel like they should really go hard on them.
Yeah, especially since like all the characters, like even if they like assigned every character a unique personality, like they wouldn't be like for every single like game copy. It would just be like everyone has like the same different villagers with the same personalities, but they're unique.
Yeah, that's my ultimate wish for game. Just another Animal Crossing.
That's cool. Can I ask what your like favorite must-have villagers are?
Oh, okay. So my favorite villager of like I used to, when I first started playing Animal Crossing, I used to love, you know, like the cute little teddy bears or like the cute cats. I used to love like Rosie and stuff. But now I like the villagers who look like old men. Like I like Dobby the wolf. I like
the cranky wolf.
Yeah, he's my favorite villager is Dobby the wolf. He's like the inside of his house as well. He looks like a retired detective, and I like thinking about the fact like he retired as a detective and then moved to the island. And it's so cute. But I also like the goat as well. I forget his name. There's like a cranky old man goat as well. He's really cute. I love him. I feel like they should make more like older characters.
Yeah, I don't think any of the like they added like one new for each like villager like type, like one new cat, one new horse. Like, is there any old ones? I think all of them were like.
They all seemed like they were very young and like cutesy. Yeah,
cute and fashionable and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, and that's nice and all, and I like having, you know, like maybe 1 or 2 villages that's kind of like adorable and cutesy and young and fashionable, but also I want to make a retirement village from all my old villagers.
Nice, I love that. That's so cute.
So I love Dobby, and I will keep him forever. When I finally got him, I think I got him from like villager trading. I think I managed to find someone who was gonna trade him, and I was like, I must have him, give him to me. And I did. I finally got Dobby. But the funny thing is, when I was younger, I would never go for like, ooh, old man villager. That's so gross. Now that I'm the old man villager, I'm like, I'm gonna make a nice peaceful home for you on my island.
That's so cute though. I like that. And I say that as someone who does go for the cutesy type, sort of cool types a lot of the time.
I just want to make a retirement village.
Yeah. Though it should like I don't think those are generally the most popular, at least not all of them. So maybe it's like easier to get them through trading then.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like Dobby is not like anyone's favorite except for me. Like everyone's always like, I love Marshall, I love Melba, I love Rosie, I love Bob, and like, you know, nobody likes Dobby the old man, or like the old Billy Goat whose name I always forget. So sad.
Yeah, and some villagers are very polarizing. I think like Coco, like the bunny.
Oh god.
Yeah. I think some people,
okay, do you think Coco is
her.
cute?
I'm actually like a little bit ambivalent, is that what you call it? Like I don't love her and I don't hate her, which I feel like is a weird opinion because most people I've talked to either like love her or hate her.
I think that she is terrifying, and I would rather she stay away from me.
Okay, so she's not allowed to live in the retirement village.
No, I don't like the fact that like she's like a coconut and like you can see through all of her features and like she's still able to talk and like emote. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Coco lovers, but
some villagers do look a little bit different. To put it that way.
No, thank you. I don't like it.
Yeah. Going over to a little bit maybe more philosophical side though. What inspired you to start gaming content creation, or what is currently inspiring you to do gaming content creation?
I think I always like grew up watching like let's plays of like YouTube let's plays and stuff, and like I think it all started with like, you know, the Minecraft let's plays from when I was a kid. Yeah, I used to watch all the Minecraft let's plays. I used to love all those let's plays, and I was always like, man, I want to be a streamer, I want to be a let's player. And then like I just never did it because I'm like, but I don't like being in the public eye. I don't like people knowing, you know, I don't want people to see my face. I don't know who I am. And like back then, VTubing was not a thing. It was like if you are like a streamer or like a YouTuber, then like everybody knows who you are, and they see your face and stuff like that. And but then like VTubing became a thing, and I still didn't go for it because I was like, man, I still don't want to do anything publicly. And then it wasn't until like I was found by my sister, and she's like, you know, like you could do it, like and this is what you look like, and you know, you won't have to pay anything, why not just give it a go? And I was like, okay, you know what, fine, what's the worst that could happen?
That's so cool. That's so cool.
And it just turns out that I really enjoy it, and now I get to you know, play games on stream and like have people enjoy watching me play games. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's so fun, like playing games and experience it with chat and everyone, and like multiplayer games with friends. It's just a lot of fun. I'm
and
really
plus it's
happy
kind of nice
you went
having
for it.
yeah, it's nice having like an audience as well, like, you know, commenting and having a good time, and sometimes you can like get them involved as well, and that's really fun.
And speaking of the audience and the viewers, there are some viewer questions for today. And Reiny has not seen these before, so these are going to be a surprise. So thank you everyone that submitted viewer questions. It's very much appreciated. Yeah.
I'm nervous.
And let's go. So the first one. This might be hard for you to remember, but I thought it was interesting because it's not what was the first video game you played. What was the first video game you remember beating?
Probably one of the old King's Quest games from my childhood. I remember very clearly beating Curse of Monkey Island. I very clearly remember beating Torrance Passage. I very clearly remember beating King's Quest 7. So like, yeah, those old games that I used to play as a kid, like those point and click games. I also very clearly remember beating Dragon's Lair at some point, but I don't know if like it was like actually me beating the game or if it was like I was sitting on my mum's lap while she beat the game for me.
Yeah, fair.
Probably one of those.
Yeah, one of those. We're going to say it was you that beat it for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely me. I did all of the work. I was there as like moral support. She couldn't have done it without me.
Yeah. And then this next question is fitting because you have been speaking a lot about the pretty ladies, pretty guys, you know, in the video games.
Cool.
Top video game waifu and husbando. Do you have any top picks?
Okay, my top video game waifu is probably Midna, honestly.
Yeah.
Midna, adult Midna, when she's like in her final form. Yeah, she's top waifu. Top husbando is a bit more difficult because I'm a real sucker for pretty boys in video games. Like I love Astarion, I love Ganondorf. I'm gonna go with Tears of the Kingdom Ganondorf because have you seen him?
I have not completed the game, but I've seen all the artwork of him.
Oh.
Yeah, except for that one cutscene, except for that one flashback cutscene when he smiles and then laughs, and
the big smile.
I was so shocked. That
I think I like a villain though, so I kind of loved it.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, Chad, go like Ganondorf Tears of the Kingdom on YouTube or on Google or whatever, like, laughing or smiling or look at that image. It was hilarious.
It's such a big smile. He's just a happy guy.
Yeah, he was so happy about that. I'm not going to say what he was happy about, but he was so happy. Yeah, those are great picks, though.
They did such a good job designing Ganondorf for this game. Like, I didn't want to beat the game because I was like, I don't want to defeat him. I think I want to be on his team. I kind of want to be on his side. And maybe I kind of want him to take over the world, you know?
Yeah. I think they probably have made Ganondorf figures, right? I think that this game is like a game that's going to
making an amiibo, and I'm going to get it. I'm getting that Ganondorf amiibo. Oh my god.
They're going to be selling a lot of Ganondorf figures, I can imagine.
Oh, so Toscano. I cannot. He's mine. I love him so much.
Yeah. And next viewer question. What do you think about fighting games? I mean, we actually haven't discussed fighting games today, so that's pretty good.
I used to really enjoy like Tekken and Street Fighter and stuff, but I think like as I've grown older, I just like don't enjoy them anymore. I don't know what it is. I just don't really like. It's just not for me. Yeah. I just find them kind of boring, kind of samey, kind of like you know, you mash the same button and you win the game.
That's fair. Like... It's definitely not for everyone. I think fighting games is like one of those game genres that like if you play casually it's just like button mashing with friends perhaps, but it's like it's hard to play it more than casually without getting really into it.
Like I feel like the only exception is probably Super Smash Brothers, but that's like it feels more like a party game than a fighting game, you know? True. Yeah, I'm not big into fighting games. Although the characters are nice. Like
the characters are always nice.
I like looking at Chun-Li.
Chun-Li, yeah, she's nice design. Have you seen like the newest Street Fighter? I haven't played it yet myself, but the art style and the character designs in that one is like very on point.
Chun-Li in the newest Street Fighter, oh my days. She is so cute.
Yeah.
I love it.
It went like a little bit softer with her outfit, but I think suited her really well.
I love it so much. She's so pretty. But yeah, like I really only enjoy fighting games for like the character's appearance. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair though. They do amazing character designs. Yeah. So next one, is there a franchise that you regret not getting into growing up? Is there like a gaming franchise you wished you had like played growing up? Mm.
Oh, I know this one. It's because my community knows very well that I didn't play a Pokemon game until I was like well into my adult years. Like I never I never had like a Game Boy or anything, and you know, while everyone was playing Pokemon cards, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So like I never got into Pokemon games, and I think my first real experience with a Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue.
Ooh.
On a Game Boy Color that I bought secondhand off of my friend. And then like this console, like by that point was like a couple decades old. Like
yeah, like now it's often called like a brick. The you know, the brick.
Yeah. And like I played it for a little bit, and I was like, I am not really like loving this. But I did get Pokemon Sword, because it just came with my Switch when I bought it. So like I did play that while I was waiting for Animal Crossing to come out, and again I was like, I'm not really like enjoying this. I feel like if I had been a big fan of the series since I was a kid, I'd probably love it, but because like I never got into Pokemon as a kid, I'm just like not into it. So while everyone's like getting hyped about all these new Pokemon games coming out, I'm just like
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like nostalgia from like people's childhood is like definitely a big reason why a lot of people love Pokemon. Like a lot of like adult-aged VTubers and people love Pokemon, I guess I could say.
Yeah, so maybe it's all like nostalgia, and I obviously don't have the nostalgia for it.
Yeah,
because I didn't get into it until I was very old.
Yeah, and I would definitely say like I think the most recent one did a pretty good job, but that one had like their own issues, like when it comes to like it had like a lot of bugs and stuff like that, but they did a good job with the story. But I would say that like Sword and Shield and X and Y and some of those games like were definitely weaker on the story side, so I can see like it can be like hard to really enjoy it. I think if you like want to have like an enjoyable Pokemon game that also had like a good engaging story, Black and White like are my favorite like main game ones for the story. And also definitely I think maybe possibly you would enjoy the spin-off series more, that's like Pokemon Explorers of Sky, which has like you're playing as the Pokemon, and it's more like dungeon exploration and stuff. And that game is really strong. It has a really like engaging story when you get into it. I think maybe if you ever wanted to give Pokemon a try again, those games are amazing. Yeah.
Maybe I'll give those ones a go, but yeah.
But it's not for everyone. Not for everyone, for sure.
Yeah.
And moving on, what video game world would you want to live in if you could pick? If you can live in any video game world. Is it Animal Crossing?
Well, like being able to live in Animal Crossing would just be like the dream life, wouldn't it? Like you wouldn't have to work. You could just like, you know, go around like fishing, catching bugs, decorating your house, doing some farming, making people happy, you know, doing events and stuff. It's just like a nice idyllic life. And like I don't want to say Skyrim, because like
Skyrim life would be tough.
Yeah, it would be really hard. Like there's like no creature comforts or anything like that.
There's no video games in Skyrim.
There's like dragons around and shit. Like it would be hard and scary, and also like you know, it'd be like medieval times. It would be really hard, but also like that sense of adventure would be super fun. So like probably Animal Crossing.
yeah. I was guessing like from like the games we have discussed today.
Yeah. Or like Stardew Valley. Like I know for sure that I am not cut out for farm work, but I think that it would just be a nice life.
You could like do like the Stardew Valley. But you would like live in Stardew Valley multiplayer world where other people live on your farm and do the farming for you, and then you do like, I guess, farm admin work perhaps.
Yeah, get other people to do the work for me. Exactly. Yeah.
I think like if we're talking about like world, something cool could also be like a lot of these like sci-fi games. Not Dead Space, not Dead Space or like
Not
anything
Dead Space.
sci-fi horror. That's
No.
no, that's nightmare fuel. But like more like chill sci-fi games, like maybe like Starfield when that releases will have like a cool world.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
And like I know that Cyberpunk is supposed to be set in like a really grungy, like crime-filled city, but like I feel like just the idea of this hyper sci-fi future would be really cool to live in.
Yeah,
and
Cyberpunk
like you have everything that you
2077
want.
definitely has like a cool world concept.
Yeah, like I maybe wouldn't want to live in like the shady, scary area, but I know for a fact that that like living in like the nice places where you're probably super rich and you've got everything.
Yeah,
would be
for
nice.
real. No, and I like that. Animal Crossing world is a very chill and nice world.
Mm-hmm.
And final viewer question.
Oh.
Is there a game or a game series that you would want to have in VR?
Oh. A game or game series I'd want to have in VR.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to think about. Because I feel like a lot of the games that I love are the way that they are, and I love them the way that they are,
True.
So like when I think about if like we were to make like Animal Crossing into a VR game, I think it would lose its charm.
True.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like what would be a really good game that would be really good in VR.
Yeah,
Probably Cyberpunk, actually. Cyberpunk 2077 in VR would be really cool.
Yeah, like maybe not like I think even just like not actually the game, but just like city exploration, just like getting to explore the city, because that like has a very, very cool like city design with like all the neon and all the colors as we were talking about before.
Oh yeah, Dragon Age and Dragon's Dogma would be really good in VR as well too. Like any game that isn't like so heavy on character creation, because like as soon as you go into a VR game, you lose sight of your face.
Doesn't really matter that much.
It's like, what was the point of me spending all this time on making a character when I'm never gonna see it anyway?
Yeah,
it's like even when I'm in Skyrim, I'm like playing third person mode so that I can see my character.
Yeah, me too.
So long playing, yeah.
Though when you are in VR, do you see, like, I haven't played with VR really, but do you see your character's hands?
Yeah,
like I guess you could go like only hand creation.
Spend so much time like designing every detail of your hand.
Yeah.
Only to put on like some armor, put on like some gloves, and then that's it.
Yeah, we could like had like a lot of like rings. You could like put rings on all your fingers. I guess just like go like all out like hand accessories.
Yeah, but also like the thing about VR games is you kind of have to be careful because it's very easy to get motion sick in VR.
True.
And I feel like if we were to make Cyberpunk into a VR game, like the moment you get on a motorbike, that's it. You are gone.
Yeah, that's why I think like maybe if you were to do that, it would have to be like not the actual game, like not racing and stuff like that, just like city exploration. You get to like explore the city. Like you're not the main character. You're just an NPC that lives there. You're just walking around.
That's kind of nice as well. Like sometimes games like that, I just want to like pretend to be an NPC. Like I leave my apartment and I like walk to the shops. Basically doing everything that I could do
going to the
real
grocery
life
store.
But I'm procrastinating and playing a video game instead.
Cleaning your apartment in the game, so you don't have to clean your apartment IRL. Yeah.
God, can you imagine? I mean, there's like that meme, right? When you're like, you spend all this time on a farm in Stardew Valley when you can't even like, pick up the trash that's in your office. Like, how could you ever hope to cope?
I love that. I feel like there's a lot of like shenanigans you can like do with games like that, and people they're already like even if you take like non-VR, there's so many like addicting games where you just like do chores. Like you have like a house flipper, like where you actually like cleaning up houses, painting houses. Everything you do there is a chore. You're like interior decorating. You're like assembling furniture and like sinks and pipes and like, yes, it's so much fun. But then you look at your stuff IRL like, I'm not touching that sink installation. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Like I kind of enjoy just like errand chore simulators these days. I kind of like, you know, rather than being sent on like this grand quest, I kind of, you know, it can just be nice to chill, sit in bed and be like, okay, I'm waking up, I need to tend to my crops, I need to go visit this person and give them the thing that they asked for, then I need to go to the town hall and do this thing, and then I need to go and buy this, and then I think if I have time I'll do like some stargazing. It's so nice. It's just so nice.
Yeah, it's something I think is like very satisfying. And also like those other like simpler like one task things like Power War Simulator, very similar, like fun because you're cleaning, but it's easy and so you're seeing the dirt go away and you get like the satisfaction of cleaning without like having to do the effort of like IRL cleaning.
Oh, there's a game that I'm thinking of that like you do some cleaning in, and I can't remember what it was. It wasn't House Flipper.
My other cleaning one that I can think of is like
Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, was it Power? Yeah, this is a Power Wash Simulator. We do cleaning.
Did you say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the one I was just talking about. You were probably trying to think of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, what is that thing like that you clean the dirt with the power washer? What's that called?
Yeah, Power Simulator. You clean. It's like so satisfying because you get like the satisfaction of cleaning without the like physical effort of cleaning.
And it, like, you could just kind of zone out and just like watch it get all clean and shiny. But it does get frustrating when there's like a tiny piece of dirt hidden somewhere and you can't find it, and then you fall asleep on stream. I don't know if this ever happened to you.
Haven't happened to me, but I have had several times happen. The one particle of dirt.
That's never happened to me.
It's never happened to you, Reiny, for sure.
For sure, that definitely did not happen.
Yeah.
But like VR games are good in VR because they are built for VR, whereas like non-VR games are good because they're not built for VR. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, true. Just like since we were going on a tangent about Power Washer, I just want to say I love that game so much because they do a lot of like fun collabs, I guess you could say. Like they do a lot of fun like things, like they have the SpongeBob thing now, they're doing Warhammer, they have like Final Fantasy and Tomb Raider. Like they have like all these different like expansions, a lot of them free. The SpongeBob one did cost like a little bit, but I love that you can like get all these like nostalgia for a lot of different games like when you're like just playing and cleaning.
I feel like more and more games these days are doing a lot of like cool collabs. Like there's the Sea of Thieves Monkey Island collab. You had like, you know, the HoloLive Among Us collab. There's like Fall Guys had like the Hatsune Miku and the Kizuna Ai collab.
Oh, Fall Guys have so many. They even have like Ratchet and Clank and Sonic.
Oh, so cool.
Street Fighter, Chun-Li. You could be like Chun-Li Bean.
Yeah, I really I think that as long as like a game does it in a way that is like tasteful and doesn't try to like force it in, then I like a good collab. I think it's nice.
Yeah, for sure. That's great. And this was actually the final viewer question, so thank you everyone that sent in questions. It's really appreciated. There was a lot of fun ones. So that means we're moving on to the final question of the stream, which we're getting a little bit philosophical again. And it's, what do you like the most about gaming? Yeah.
That is very philosophical.
It is. Like... I can tell you my answer if you need to think of a little bit.
Yeah, give me your answer. I want to hear what you have to say.
I think that, like, obviously, like, gaming is something that brings everyone together, and I absolutely love that. Like, it's like even if you play mobile games, even if you play like really heavy into RPG or first-person shooters, like gaming is something that a lot of us do, and I feel like it's something that brings people together. Even if you're not playing multiplayer, it's like something that everyone like can talk with to each other and stuff like that. And then personally, for me, like when I'm gaming, I love that it gives you a challenge. Like for me, I love the challenge that a lot of games give you, and the fact that you get to experience so many different worlds and stories.
Yeah, I feel like I love gaming the most because it is like about the escapism for me. It is like, you know,
the world and the story.
Yeah, you just tuck yourself into bed and then you're instantly transported into like this fantasy world where you can fight dragons, or you're like in this cute little farm where you can, you know, raise animals, and like it just caters to so many different tastes. And even like if you have like such a diverse taste that even your favorite genre just depends entirely on your mood, there's just something for absolutely everyone.
Yeah.
Like in one moment you can be like, I really just want to play Tetris, and then the next moment you can be like, I really want to go fight like trolls, giants. I want to go on like an epic quest. And yeah, it's just nice. And like gaming these days has gone such a long way that you can literally do it everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah, very true.
It's all around you, gaming. No matter like, you know, you could be talking to the most normiest of normies, and like the chances are that they still probably do gaming like in some form or another.
Yeah, a lot of them like mobile game nowadays.
Yeah. And also I really like that you can smooch hot girls and guys.
Yeah.
My lonely ass gets to date someone.
True. You can live out like all the romances you want in games. And then suddenly it's frustrating when you're playing a game and you see a character that you really want to romance, but the game doesn't have romance. You go like, where's my Where's my?
This is why I like the PC game, because then there's someone's probably made a romance mod for that character.
True. It was like, I remember at one point I think I played a couple of mods in Skyrim where I could like romance characters that were originally like unromanceable.
Yeah. I definitely there's definitely a few mods like that in my repertoire. But also I really like games that are not necessarily like about story, but is like you get the most out of it by how much you like put in creatively. Like if you're like an artist or something like that, then the kind of, you know, the game allows you to be creative in and like enjoy your creations, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's so many games where you can be like insanely creative. So crazy. That's one of the reasons why I love Minecraft, because it like has that creativity aspect like along with adventuring and socializing if you're playing multiplayer and like everything.
I feel that way about like VR chat. Like I really like the creativity in that, and you know, it's just limitless worlds with limitless people, and it's just you can do and be anything. It's great.
People make crazy models in that. It's insane.
I love stuff like that. Yeah, gaming good.
Gaming amazing.
It's such a hard question to answer.
Yeah, that's why it's the final one. You know, we get to think a little bit, activate the brain, as if we haven't been thinking and activating the brain this entire stream.
Did I pass the test?
Yeah, that's a good answer. Like any answer is good. A good answer to that question. It's like because people like love different things about gaming. I think like the escapism aspect is probably the one that most people answer. Like that's the one of the like most common aspects that people love. But I think it's like kind of a universal thing that people love about gaming. But it's just like fun hearing about like what everyone's like different opinions on it is.
What if like you had like a guest and you got through this whole show and you get to the final question and they're just like, I don't like gaming. Why did you invite me? what do you love most about gaming? And like, I don't.
Yeah,
I hate
don't.
gaming.
I kind of want that to happen in the future now. I want to like have on a guest that's like enthusiastically like answering all the questions, like going in depth about like gaming stuff, but then in the end they're like, oh, I don't really like it.
No. Yeah, these games are pretty cool and all, but I hate gaming.
Yeah, just like all it's only these games that I've talked about. But gaming, no, it's not for me. that would be. I
don't think that there's a single VTuber on the planet that doesn't like games.
I think there are
it's
like
just in our nature.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like VTubers that are more unfamiliar with games and like maybe haven't like only like really started gaming when they started VTubing, but.
You know what I find crazy is like the VTubers who like for me, being a VTuber is like a part of like weeb culture, right? And so like in my head, canonically, every person who's a VTuber at some point like loved anime. But there's like some VTubers who like have never watched an anime in their life, and I'm like,
yeah.
But you are an anime. Yeah. How?
It is a little bit like I also feel that a little bit, but I also totally get it. Like VTubing has become so mainstream popular now that people are getting into VTubing that like don't like anime. But you would think so. Like you would think so.
You
I
would
definitely
think like
love
if you are an anime that you would like anime. Is so wild to me. But yeah, that's crazy too. Whenever I hear like a VTuber say like, oh, I don't like anime. I've never watched anime in my life. I'm like, hello?
Yeah.
Have you looked in a mirror?
And you would assume, like, I guess technically watching VTubers is not watching anime, but if you are a VTuber, you probably have watched other VTubers. So there's that as well. It's interesting. Like, it's interesting brain things to think about.
Like VTubing is kind of like this weird cross between streaming and anime. It's like you are watching a live action anime happening right now in front of your eyes. This is all plot right here, folks.
Yeah, and then you also have like hand cam streams. You get like a little bit even more mix of everything.
When you get to see your Oshi's wrists, Taskaru.
Or hands, or hands. Hands and wrist, you know. No, it is fun. There's so many shenanigans. I do like that about VTubing is that it brings like a lot of people with like a lot of different experiences together.
I feel like VTubing is like one of those things that even if you have you speaking to someone for the first time and you don't know what to talk about, if they're a VTuber and you're a VTuber, you already have something to talk about.
Yeah, so much.
Because you will have the exact same experiences as them, and you'll be able to just talk for hours and hours about being a VTuber, and I think that that's really cool, and that's how I've made a lot of my friends, just from like, you know, you have that initial you have like you have like that initial connection of like, oh hey, you're a VTuber, I'm a VTuber, that's pretty cool, and then like you talk to them more and then you find out you have more in common.
Yeah, it's a great starting point to getting to know people for sure.
Exactly.
And I love that. Yeah.
I follow so many VTubers on Twitter, and I'm just like, I want to know them all.
Me too. Chat sometimes asks me if I have like some VTuber Oshis, and I always answer like, yeah, I have like 40 to 100 VTubers that I watch all the time.
My Oshis. I love and support them all. Like, how can I choose just one?
Yeah, I also do not have like a singular Oshi. Like, I have maybe some that I like maybe look up to in more of like a fan fashion, like a little bit, but like most definitely people are like just cool people that I would like we want to become friends with and stuff like that.
I feel like when you're a fan and you're not like in the VTuber industry, it's easier to have an Oshi because then you have time to go and see their streams and to go and support them. But when you're a VTuber yourself, like the meaning of Oshi has such like a different meaning because you might not have time to go and support your favorite VTuber all the time, but like you have people who you are really close friends with and you like support them in that way.
Yeah, you interact with them and you talk and you have fun and just everything.
Yeah, so like I have Oshis, but they're like not like fan Oshis. They're Oshis because they're my friends and I support them as like friends. Yeah, it's confusing. I don't know.
Yeah, we're being philosophical. I'm going to blame the final question here.
Oh yeah, so not even talking about gaming anymore. We're just like VTubers now.
But like VTubers and games go hand in hand, which is also
They
like
do.
why I wanted to do this talk show, because like almost all, I'm not going to say all, because I know there are some VTubers that are like basically V-singers exclusive and only do like singing and such, but almost all VTubers do like gaming in some sense.
Yeah,
which is like, I just wanted like to like, you know, have a space like having people in chat about gaming, which is a lot of fun. So definitely had a lot of fun talking Tuesday, but it's that time of the show where I announce the guest for next week. And everyone, next week my guest is going to be Pixel Link's cat hacker, Chiaki Katsumi. Yeah! So look forward to seeing her next week. She's very peppy, very energetic.
So cute. She has an adorable design.
Yeah, she has like the kind of like the mecha cat ears, a little bit like you, a little bit like your ears, a little cute.
These are not cat ears. These are horns.
Yeah, very horns, no cat ears, but
they're not cat ears. I'm not a cat. I'm a dragon. Yeah. Look, listen. Do these look like cat ears to you? I didn't think so.
Do you know something funny? Chiaki is actually not a cat eater. Technically, on her debut, she revealed that she's a human, but she has like the cat ear headset. Yeah. But you're very fierce and ferocious dragon.
Yeah, thank you. At least someone gets it.
Very scary, very intimidating.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very vicious dragon. Beware.
Yeah. But everyone, this was everything for today. I hope you had a good time with me and Reiny today. Make sure to check out Reiny on her channel. As you can see and hear today, she is absolutely amazing. She's very fun. She plays a big variety of games, does a lot of fun collabs, and she also does a lot of like 3D type streams, which you don't see a lot of YouTubers do. So that's very cool. Yeah, you can find the link to our channel in the description and stuff. Yeah. So, and as for me, as always, you'll be seeing me next time, everyone. Bye bye. Do you have anything you want to say as a final word, Reiny, before we end?
If you want 3D streams, I'm gonna be doing a 3D stream today. If you want to check it out, I'm gonna be doing a 3D stream on Twitch in like what time is it? In like maybe a couple hours. So
yeah, be sure to check that out, everyone. Reiny's 3D streams are very fun.
Yeah, come along. Thanks for having me. This was really fun, though.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I got to learn a lot about you, which I'm really like, yeah.
It's been really nice.
Yeah, so be seeing you, everyone. I'll be seeing you next time. Be sure to check out the 3D stream that Reiny is doing. That sounds like a good fun time. So bye, everyone. Bye.